Today, I am running down all the differences on all the variations of the P-base replacement body, so stick around. Hey everybody, it is Aaron at Warmoth, and you probably remember a few weeks ago when I ran down all the differences in all the variations of all the Tele replacement bodies. And that was a zany white knuckle roller coaster ride. And today's video is probably going to be similar. The Tele is one of those designs that has so many variations, and all of Warmoth's Tele replacement bodies, like most people don't realize how many variations there are. Well, the P-base replacement body is sort of the base equivalent. It's just has so many variations, all with these subtle little differences. So I'm going to run them down today, and I'll throw out the same disclaimer that I threw out in the other video, and that is there are so many differences and so many subtle little things that there's a good chance I may misspeak or get something wrong. So if I do, please forgive me. You can always go to the Warmoth website. That's the ultimate source for all of this information. All right, so with all of that said, let's jump into it. And the first body, of course, is the OG, the precision base or P-base replacement body. And this one has all Warmoth's options. If there's some crazy option that you want, you know it's going to be probably on the P-base replacement body. You can get it in solid or chambered. You can get it with all of our wood options. You can get binding on it. You can get it top or rear route. You can get all body contours on it, the forearm and the tummy cut and the heel contour, and all the paint options. So when in doubt, go for the P-base replacement body because that has everything. Now the next three are what I would say comprise the vintage collection. They are all aimed at replicating a P-base body from a certain era. The first of those is Warmoth's 51 P-base replacement body, and this one aims to capture all the specs of the very first P-base body. It only comes in solid. You cannot get this one chambered, but it does come with all the lamb top options and all the paint options. You can get it top or rear routed. But the main thing about this one is that it does not have a forearm contour or a tummy cut. You can get the heel contour, but it doesn't have forearm or tummy cut, just like the earliest ones. And because it doesn't have back contours, you can also get back binding. So you could get this double bound with binding on the front and the back. The next body is the 54 P-base replacement body, and this one shares many of the same options as the 51, except you can get it, or I wouldn't say you can get it, it comes with the contours, the forearm contour and the tummy cut. And so you may be asking yourself right now, like, why don't you just combine them and offer one body, just like the Tele replacement body, and you can either spec it with contours or without contours? Well, here's one of those little teeny tiny differences that I was telling you about that keeps us from combining them. The 51 P-base replacement body has a smaller edge radius. It has a 3/16 inch edge radius, that almost sharp Tele-like edge radius. The 54 P-base replacement body has a 3/8 inch radius. It has a rounder edge radius like a Strat. So the 51 has the sharp edge radius, the 54 has the rounder edge radius. So that's a difference that it's not even an option you can choose. That's just the way they come, but that's a difference that exists between those two bodies. So 51, no contours, sharp radius. 54 has contours and the round radius, and of course because it has the tummy cut, you can't get back binding on the 54. But most of the other things are exactly the same. Now the third one in the vintage collection is the 72 P-base replacement body. And this is an interesting body. It's very much like the 54. It comes with all the same options. It's got the forearm and the tummy cut contour. But this body is really defined by its pickguard. And so it's it's an oddly shaped pickguard. You'd have to look at, I'll post a picture here so you can see it. It's defined by that pickguard, and so the pickup option, the pickup route options are somewhat limited based on what work with that pickguard. Again, you can only get this in a solid body. This is top route only because it's meant to work with that pickguard. And of course, you can get binding on this, not back binding, but front binding, and of course is drop top binding. Just like all these bases, if they have a forearm contour, you're getting drop top binding. But I need to ask a favor. I need to appeal to all the base experts out there because, first of all, I'm not the biggest base expert. Second of all, I wasn't around when Warmoth began offering this body style, and I've Googled and I can't find the answer. Where in the heck does the 72 base body come from? This pickguard looks like no pickguard that I've seen Fender offer on a P base, and I've seen 72 P bases and they come just with the standard P base pickguard. So I have no idea where this really came from. Were there 72 P bases that had this pickguard? Did this pickguard come from some other model and Warmoth combined it? I don't know the origin of this body. I'm going to be honest with you and say I don't know where it comes from. So if you're a Fender expert, a Fender bass expert, and you know where this 72 P bass came from or where this pickguard came from, let me know. And I will say one other thing about this pickguard. It is the only pickguard that has a cutout for the truss rod channel in the body. All the bases have the truss rod channel, but none of the pickguards just cover them over. This pickguard actually has a cutout for it, and it's the only one. So if you have any information on where this actually came from, if you have pictures of the Fender product that this came from, I'd like to see them because, like I said, I've seen 72 Fender bases, P bases, and they don't look like this. So anyway, there's my plea. Now there are two other P-style bass bodies that Warmoth offers, and one of them is just a replacement body. It's our Dinky P, and it is basically a body that has P bass options, but it's shrunk down slightly, and it's got a slightly different perimeter shape, but it's not offset. It's still symmetrical, but it's just shrunk down slightly. But it has all the same options as the normal P bass, except for it only comes in solid. You can't get it chambered. And it's rear route only, but it does have all the same wood options, all the same binding, all the same lamb top and finish and die options, all the same. And then the last one is kind of in a category all by itself, and that is our short scale P style body. And it has pretty much all the same options as the normal P bass replacement body. You can even get it chambered. So if you're looking for an ultralight body, this would be it because it's smaller, slightly smaller, and you can get it chambered. It only fits Warmoth's short scale bass necks, which would be our Warhead or our Warmoth style. You can get it top or rear route. It comes with forearm and the tummy cut, and you can get the contoured heel. So you can get pretty much all the options on this if you want a short scale. It has to be either 32 or 30-inch short scale. And then the last three P bass style replacement bodies that Warmoth makes are all Deluxe 5, which means that these all fit Deluxe 5 5-string necks. And they are the Deluxe 5 P bass replacement, the Deluxe 5 51 P bass replacement, and the Deluxe 5 Slab 72 P bass replacement body. So I'll run down the specs of each one real quick. The Deluxe 5 P bass comes in solid only and rear route only, but you can get all wood options, lamb tops, finishes, etc. Comes with drop top binding, and it comes with the body contours. The Deluxe 5 51 has all the same options as the other Deluxe 5, but it's also solid only. It's also rear route only, but as you would expect, the 51 has no body contours. And because it has no tummy cut, you can get double bound. You can get front and back binding. And then we come to the final one, the Deluxe 5 Slab 72. And as the word slab implies, this one also has no tummy cut or forearm contour. And of course, just like the 72, this one is defined by its pick guard. And it is, so the pickup route options are slightly limited to what works with that pick guard. It's solid only, no body contours. It's only top route. You can't, because it doesn't have a tummy cut, again, you can get it double bound, front and back. And again, like before, I'll throw out that same plea. Does anybody know where the 72 P-base look came from? Do you have examples of this from Fender? I am just so curious about that because I can't find it, and I've looked. And that is it. Those are all 9 of Warmoth's P-base style replacement bodies. I hope I got all that information right. That's a lot of information to remember, and a lot of those differences are very subtle. If you still have questions, if you want clarification, if you want more information, go to the Warmoth website. That's where all the correct answers are. Or give our customer service reps a call. They have all the correct answers too. And until next time, keep on picking. Or I guess for a bass, until next time, keep on popping and slapping. That sounds dumb. What do you do? Thumbing? Finger? Thumb? Whatever, however you play bass, keep on doing that. Until next time.